Today, let's talk about how you create your sales process. That's right. How do you create it? Well, the first step is to understand what kind of customers you actually want to engage. Yeah, that's right. What does that look like to you? It's kind of like starting with those little maze projects when you were a kid. If you start at the finish and work your way back, it was easier to see the path you needed to take. We need to understand where we want to go, what we want to do, what product we're selling, and how we need to hit the market before we can actually write the sales process. But our sales process must answer the 5 buying decisions that the customer has. The first one being us, the salespeople. Anybody interacting with the customer. That can be customer service, that can be service, warranty, it could be anybody. So we need to make sure that everybody's answering the 3 questions that the customer is asking. Do I like you? Do I trust you? How can you help me? So we need to make sure that we set the foundation right and make sure we engage them well. Well, if you're starting out creating your sales process, find a professional that's already done so, or a trainer, or if you're going to go it alone, go into a department store for this part. Go look at the women's department compared to the men's department, compared to the kids department, and you'll notice something. They do different lighting, they do different sounds, they have different scents in those areas. How everything's set up is a little bit different. So when we know what kind of customer we want to engage, we can actually set the tone on how we show up. That's right, that means how likable we are. Now typically if we're in a loud environment with a lot of traffic and everything, anxieties are going to go up. Customers' trust is going to go down. So we need to make sure that our environment's inviting and casual and lowers anxieties. Same thing with the scents and the colors we wear, which I teach about in the house analogy and how to work on your CRM system so that way you're hitting the mark correctly. But just to get a good insight, go through a department store and look at that. And go to the higher end department stores because they've done a lot more study on people so you can actually learn about them. So we've done that. We're setting the pace for our sales process. The first thing you have to do again is sell yourself. And you need to understand the customer's situation, issues, and ramifications. So you need to make sure you're structuring your questions correctly that align with your product and service to make sure that you're going to hit the mark. Because if you're asking the wrong kind of questions and you're not answering their needs, what's going to happen? Well, they're going to see you as a commodity, and the only differentiating factor in a commodity is price. So we need to make sure that we're aligning everything correctly. All this is done before you even sell your product or service. You need to set the foundation, kind of like a house. If you have a bad foundation, the roof and the walls are going to collapse in on you. So we need to make sure that we're setting our best foot forward. Have a great foundation to ask the right questions, uncover the needs, make sure that we're getting the right mark. Then we need to make sure we're selling our organization. And that's right, we should not be selling our product before we sell ourselves or our organization. How many times have you gone into a store and the guy got your name and instantly tried to sell you a product? Well, it didn't work because you didn't trust them and you didn't like them and you didn't think that they could help you. Well, you got to make sure that the company is going to be able to support the customer. So you got to ask right kind of questions for that as well to make sure you're hitting the mark. Then you finally get into actually selling the product, and then the price and the time to buy, all those things. But there's a lot of work that happens at the very beginning if you're going to be successful. Okay? Now, if you have any questions on that, feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to help you walk through that and what that looks like. If you like this video and it's helpful, hit like, share, subscribe, send it to somebody you think it's going to help. That's what I do these videos, is to help you. We'll see you next time.